Hi, I'm Miriam, co-founder and COO of Keto Chow. Check us out at ketochow.xyz.
I'm Chris, also a co-founder, president, and the technical guy behind Keto Chow. If you're brand new to Keto Chow, we have a couple products we created to help make doing a keto diet easier. Our main product is a complete keto meal that you can customize to fit the macros that work best for you. We also have some electrolytes that are awesome.
We do this daily live stream to keep you updated on all of our Keto Chow happenings to help us be accountable, stay on track, and have you with us on our journey. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah. So how's it going today?
Good.
So where did you end up going to dinner?
Longhorn Steakhouse.
Oh, okay. So you were going to go to the Brazilian steakhouse, but you were like, we just ate.
We were full enough. We didn't want to fill up some more. So
Okay.
we just had, I got a filet instead of a ribeye, like the little 6-ounce one.
Okay.
And I got 2 Brussels sprouts instead of a salad.
Okay.
It was just pretty good.
Nice. L3D is on. He says good morning.
Hey,
Kelly
how are
says
you?
morning as well. So
Hey, L3D, how's your dad doing? Good? Maybe?
hopefully. So yeah, we went to Buffalo Wild Wings yesterday, and I sat there and drank a diet
I know,
Mountain Dew,
You're so nice.
and it wasn't bad. And it's funny because the guy's going around getting everybody's orders, and he says, "And you?" And I said, "I'm just drinking today." He said, "Okay." It was like not a big deal.
Yep.
Christian says morning, ordering an omelet at the hospital for breakfast. Blaine says I need to run out of the room. I'll be right back.
Chris is running out of the room. And Christian did have his baby yesterday. And he's so cute. He's so chubby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, Chris.
So, this is how the lemon meringue bags currently exist. They're empty, okay?
But they exist.
They exist. They've been printed,
That's a good sign, right?
but they aren't filled yet because they
Yeah.
haven't done it yet.
They're empty.
So, release the Kraken.
It has not been even mixed yet that we know of.
Did you read any of those? No. Kathy
I
says,
just was saying how cute the baby was.
oh, yes, Miriam got to see a baby, Christian's baby.
Not in
And
real
Christian's
life.
ordering an omelet at the hospital for
Just-
breakfast.
Just in the picture.
Kathy says, happy Friday Eve. L3D says, still slow recovery of oxygen stats. Hope it gets better soon. Carlos says, good morning. Mike says, good morning. Saskia says, so baby news? Yeah, they had a baby. It's a boy.
It's a boy.
That was one of my favorite commercials of all time. It was one of the long distance calling things.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, like
Would you
collect call.
collect a call
Would you
from-
accept a collect call from
Had a
Bob?
baby, it's a
Had
boy.
baby. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Christian posted. Born 10/7 at 7:33 p.m., 8 pounds, 3 ounces, 20 inches long.
It's so funny. What do I do with that information?
Know how big the baby is.
It's just like, well, not a tiny baby. Not 10-pound baby.
Yeah.
20 inches long. It's like, okay. It's one of those things you file away. It's like everybody wants to know, but what do you actually do with that
You want to
information?
know if it's a good-sized baby, if it's going to be healthy.
Okay.
That's what you want to know.
Well, it's not a twin.
Because if it was like 4 pounds, you'd be worried.
Yes. Yeah. So there you go. Trey says, yes, it's a great sign. Kelly says, are we making big pistachio too?
That's a good question.
That is a good question.
Have we done a poll for that yet?
We did do a poll on one of our live streams.
Oh, we should do a poll, like email poll.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Rachel keeps on saying, no poll is necessary, just do it.
I really like
Peggy says, good
pistachio,
morning
too.
and congratulations to the new mommy and daddy. Very excited. L3D says, I enjoyed the Terrace Keto Kitchen stream. Got to see it last night.
Good.
That was
They're
fantastic.
such a great resource. I realized when we were chatting, we just mostly talked about their stuff, and we didn't actually talk about like a subject or something. So we're going to do it again with them
We're
sometime.
introducing everybody and trying to keep it under an hour.
Yeah, it was fine. It was still nice.
Let's see. Kathy says, congratulations on the new little bundle of joy. Deb says, morning Keto Chowers.
Hi, Deb.
Happy Thursday. Almost the weekend.
Yeah, it is.
Matt says younger people today would have no idea what a click call even
I know.
is.
My kids probably wouldn't even recognize that. Well, and it was so crazy because do you remember calling cards? It was so expensive to call people.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I had to fill out my calling card so I could call my mom from college, like different stuff. And
Now I just keep on trying to convince our daughter to install the freaking Duo app. And I think she finally linked it to her Gmail.
Well, she doesn't want to talk to face-to-face. She just doesn't want to talk at all.
Yeah,
but
that's
she
true.
did text me a picture of her heels today with blisters on them, so I could feel sorry for her.
Amanda says, replying to Blaine, calm down, it's not happening in 2020, but it'll be a great way to start 2021. I don't know. We might get it. One of the constraints right now is how much protein powder that we can get from the people who make the protein powder. I guess the lead times on it are insanely long. So, in fact, and the place who does our mixing is out of warehouse space. Anyway, it's just so much fun.
Yeah.
This is exactly what I went to school for. Victoria says, good morning. Maitreya says, how much is left of the pistachio? I think there's about 10,000.
Yeah.
I can't find the count in the new format.
8,000.
Let me show you how you do that. Whoop, ba-doom. There we go. Switch to desktop. So, if we go to... Close that. Let's see, where's pistachio?
Whoa.
You know what?
It's going to be a
Pistachio is
limited
here.
edition. Look how cute that graphic is.
Oh, and by the way, in case you didn't notice, lemon meringue has a thing.
Because it's going to be a big bag.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big
which
bag.
is right here. Yay!
Yes. So, if you go to lemon meringue, it says sold out. If you go to pistachio, it says 999
Oh, it's on
remaining.
the top, on
Yeah.
the left-hand side.
It's because it caps out at 3 digits.
So we have more than 999.
Yeah, I think it's 10,000 right now. Oops. Oopsie. Let's see. Sonia says, I was excited to learn Tara is in Iowa like me, so rare to hear about Iowans.
Oh, yeah. And she used to do a meetup before COVID, so they might do
Stupid
like
COVID.
virtual meetups and stuff too. So we'll have to write to her and see if she does.
L3D says, you're going to have a run on product scaring us like that.
Yeah, what the heck?
We still have a lot of stuff in our warehouse. It's just the production of it is constrained by how much protein they can get in the amount of time. And we keep on telling the manufacturer, get more protein. And they keep on saying, we can only give you so much. But we have a good amount. The strawberry is mixed. We're waiting on them to put it into bags. I think that the raspberry cheesecake is also mixed. We're just waiting for them to put it into bags. So, and because those ones are actually out of stock as well. Maitreya says, there it is. LOL, I must have stared right at it several times. Hey, that's okay.
That's okay. It just looks different, so it's weird.
Let's see. Caden says, I'm going to try pistachio on the first day of the coconut oil part of the monounsaturated saturated fat experiment.
If you like that.
So I won't compare it with a more neutral oil. Caden says, saving a sample for later and for St. Patrick's Day because green.
That's a good idea.
Interestingly enough, the green that we use for pistachio is the same green that we use for chocolate mint.
Yeah, but it looks totally different because of the cocoa powder.
Yeah. Let's see. Maitreya did say, I third the motion for a big bag of pistachio. There you go.
And family said good morning.
Oh, did they? I must have missed that. Mimi says, hello, Miriam Chris. Fixed mocha and banana pudding for my hubby's birthday. Nice. Type with heavy whipping cream was delicious. So
awesome.
Yesterday and today I had Keto Chow mixed up with olive oil. And it had 1 teaspoon of gelatin in it. It's actually, before you shake it up, it's relatively solid. You could dump it out and it would all come out together. But if you shake it up, it liquefies.
Okay.
And then I'm heating it up because with the olive oil, if you heat it up, it isn't terrible. It's actually kind of okay.
Okay, there you go. You
See,
made it all the way to
today's Thursday, so I still have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So tonight I'm going to need to mix up 3 days worth.
Did you eat your fish last night?
I did. with a lot of salt and pepper on it. It really is fun. It's like eating salmon out of a can. Kathy P says chocolate mint looks like mud, but it's delicious.
Yeah, I love it.
It's Shamrock Shake is what we're going for. Christian says thanks, right, family, because they said congratulations on the baby.
Yeah.
He watched. He was like, "Did you cut the cord?" I never understood the whole what makes me qualified to amputate or cut a part of a person's body. In this case, my kid. When we had our first set of twins, well, it was in an operating room, and I didn't do anything. My job was to keep Miriam from falling off the table.
That's like this big.
It was insanely small.
Seriously. I'm not like a small person, and that operating table was...
It was a bench.
It was probably as wide as my shoulders.
With our third child, our first singleton, well, the doctor said, he was like, "Do you want to cut the cord?" I'm like,
Sure.
Okay. Now, the proper way to do it, you clamp it off, and then you clamp and squeeze the blood out. The doctor apparently went clamp, clamp. So it was a pressurized cord full of blood.
Gross.
And it was like hacking a turkey's neck. I had to use the scissors, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is like...
Well, it's giving the baby all these nutrients.
Yeah, well, it's like this sinewy thing. Well, what I managed to do was nick a hole in it, it just sprayed. There was this mist of blood that came out of it right at Miriam.
It was all over my face.
Just little tiny droplets of blood. There was a silhouette.
There was a head halo on the pillow.
And the doctor's like, "Oh, well, you didn't get me. You did a good job." I'm like, what the heck, dude?
It was so funny and fast. Like, I didn't even realize what had happened in the time because I'm like wet, and then the nurse had this towel and she was covering my face like...
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm like, all right. But, by then I was so tired anyway. Who cares what's happening?
Kaden said I did the math today. Just over 76% of my calories are currently coming from extra virgin olive oil. There you go. Mike says cocoa powder might taste good in pistachio.
Yeah.
Might try it. Maitreya says kind of okay. Talking to Christians, still more congratulations. Rhonda says good morning, chocolate toffee ice cream today. Oh, on Autumn's live stream today, who was it? Bird's Life, I think, suggested
I missed it.
Suggested making Keto Chow chaffles and then putting Keto Chow ice cream in between it.
I'm totally down for that.
That would be awesome. You might want to put it in the freezer and kind of stiffen it up a bit. Anyways, Kaden says to anyone else crazy enough to do the extra virgin olive oil experiment, spicy taco is actually awesome.
Nice.
And I would do that, but I'm committed to using the same flavor for 4 weeks, and I don't think I could do taco for 4 weeks. Mike says they passed me the scissors, and I passed them right back. Christian said, I did cut the cord. I also unhooked the epidural syringe. The nurse couldn't do it. Wow, okay. Incidentally, epidurals are the best money I've ever spent in my entire life. And the anesthesiologist who did the epidural, not 5 of Miriam's... No, not 5 of them.
No,
there were 3.
Yeah, the first 3, I think.
Yeah. Twins, singleton twins. I forget. We only had 4 pregnancies that went full term, and yeah. Anyway, the same anesthesiologist did the first 3, and he was memorable because instead of using like this weird cart, he had a red diamond plate tool cart.
Which is funny because I didn't see that at all or care because I was late.
But he would show up every time, and I'm like, oh, hey, it's you again.
The tool car guy.
He's like, and one time he was like, well, number 1, they lock. And they lock really securely, so you don't have to worry about anybody stealing drugs out of your anesthesiologist card. Number 2, they're cheaper, and we have to buy them ourselves, and it's like, this is my personal card. He's like, so I got this. And I'm like, it's awesome. Anyway, the anesthesiologist,
really nice.
One of the nurses, I think it was with Kate, the nurse was trying to do an IV on Miriam, and it was not. They were making hamburger, and the anesthesiologist came over, and he was like, don't.
Yeah, in my hand.
He was awesome.
Good times.
Let's see, Maitreya, sorry, I got off on a tangent. Said, I was a terrible patient when giving birth. From the nurse's reaction, I suspected it was more swearing and bossing about than they usually got. My own fault for waiting so long to go in. Patty says, ew. Kathy says, that's not okay. What a shocker for new parents.
Yeah.
Kathy says, chaffle ice cream sandwiches? Yes, please. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
Rhonda says, that sounds yummy. Novaya Nicorizo says, when are you going to release the eggnog bundles and restock the strawberry bundles? Also, please bring back lemon meringue. So, eggnog, I think is...
It might be... No, it's still in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's in like a week or two.
I think, we've been talking to the manufacturer about all these flavors, so I think it's...
Strawberry probably will be getting in stock sometime next week.
Same time. It'll depend on how fast our manufacturer.
And lemon, well, we have the actual bag.
So close.
It just needs to be full of stuff. So
full of
it's
hot
on its
air.
way. And we will be getting the bags back, the big bags. When you say bundle, what you actually mean is the 21 meal bag. It doesn't have a bunch of little samples in there. It is a single bag of powder with a scoop. Anyway, so we'll be getting the big bags of lemon meringue in before we get the sample size back in stock. Christian says amen to the epidural. Lisa says hi.
Hi, Lisa.
Rhonda says, come on, what's your reaction to twins a second?
Oh my gosh, guys.
A second time.
So I'm laying on the ultrasound table.
We had just been talking to the technician
weeks.
about the fact that we had a set of twins.
And so Chris was like, it's not twins, right? And they're doing an ultrasound on my belly.
They find the heartbeat.
And the thing is, like,
Miriam's mom is there.
I'm not a small person, and so I didn't go out huge. I wasn't so big that people thought, wow, that person's having twins, because I'm not a small person.
And at 20 weeks, you're not really showing a lot anyway.
Yeah, I wasn't showing it. I'd already had 3 kids, 2 pregnancies, and so it makes sense to stretch out a little more. So I wasn't really big. And Chris says, is it twins again? They're like, oh, no. Actually, it is.
I remember her saying, I hate to be that person, but it's twins.
Yeah, it is.
You are having another set of twins.
And I can tell you can really faint from hearing words, because I was laying down on the table and I just felt so woozy. And I'm like, oh, no. This is so hard.
She swooned.
It was crazy.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, with our second pregnancy with Kate, she found out that we were pregnant, and she's like, I want an ultrasound. The doctor's like, you don't need an ultrasound. She's like,
give me an ultrasound right now.
She's like, I will not do your glucose tolerance test until you give me an ultrasound.
He's like, fine.
And there was a fetus developing, and then there was like an empty area that might have been another fetus.
Or a bleed or something. It just got absorbed, so we don't know what it was.
Yeah, and then the third pregnancy, we didn't even think about it.
We're probably fine. So then, 20 weeks, we knew we were having twins. So we had twins, single twins. It's crazy. But can I just tell you how awesome I was on the second set? Because I knew that everything was going to be so difficult. I chilled out a little bit more, and I nursed those babies at the same time for a long time.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Yes.
I felt so amazing.
Sorry, I got distracted. Suzanne was asking about autumn. So we're talking about... Switch to desktop.
We're talking about babies. And you brought it up.
So, watch autumn keto. So, watch autumn keto.
That's her website. Are you showing
That's her website. Here is Autumn, and that's Richard. And she's standing with Shelly. Last name is Jones, I believe. Mm-hmm. She lives in Louisville, Kentucky. She just hosted Keto Palooza, and you can find her on Watch Autumn Keto. She also every Wednesday she does a live stream. She does a bunch of videos. She also does a daily stream on her Watch Autumn YouTube channel. Yeah.
Super nice.
Yep.
Super great people.
Let's see. So that's what we were talking about. So today you're gonna go look at cubicles. That's right.
I am.
I am transferring Miriam's data from her old phone to her new phone.
Yeah.
So Keto Dana says, "Hi, I've been so busy today. Totally missed Autumn's live."
Oh.
Man, he
I'm
was
glad
great.
you're here, though. How are you doing?
Yeah,
Dana?
we talked about the fact that, well, Richard and I agree. Actually, we agree on a lot of things, but we agree that bread is there to hold the stuff you actually want to get to.
That's probably
And
true.
Autumn thinks that sandwiches are all about the bread.
That's funny.
Autumn also likes her meat cooked until it's like chewy and
She
completely.
doesn't like rare anything?
No, she does
The
not.
longer I'm keto, the rarer my meat gets.
It's funny. Oh, we watched this video. It was hilarious. It's this Hispanic guy. I think he's from Guatemala, based on his accent. He runs a YouTube channel called Sous Vide Everything.
Oh, yes.
He took some prime rib,
Yeah, that was
no,
awesome.
some ribeyes, and he freeze dried them, which is basically you have it frozen and then it sucks all the water out, and then he rehydrated it using butter.
But it didn't turn out that great.
It didn't turn out very well, but
You know what he could have just done? Cooked it and then put butter on top.
yeah. But he wanted to see what would happen if you rehydrated a steak with butter, see if it would make like a Wagyu steak.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It turned out really weird. But in the middle of all of it, he made this really quick recipe for creamed mushrooms.
Yeah.
It was just little mushrooms covered in cream and some cheese
a little bit of Parmesan cheese. What else was in there?
and they kept on going back to that when they were doing the testing.
Like,
but he
I don't
also
have
did
one
a
of these
sous vide
mushrooms.
of a steak. So a sous vide, for those of you who don't know, okay, a sous vide is this funny stick thing that has
Like a water bath.
a spinny propeller on it and a heater. The concept is you take meat, food in general, but it's usually meat. You put it in a plastic bag. You vacuum seal it. That's actually what sous vide means. It's French for under vacuum. You put it in this water bath, and you use a tool, my friends say I'm a tool, that keeps the water at a specific temperature for a long time. So that's what the little stick thing does. It used to be that they were insanely expensive. Only chefs had them. Now it's something that you can get one for like $80.
Yeah.
Sous vides are awesome. But you're able to really precisely control temperature and time, because pasteurization and cooking is a function of time and temperature. You can either cook something really, really hot for a very short amount of time, or you can pasteurize it at a low temperature for a long amount of time. So you can cook meat for like 12 hours at 130 degrees, and it will come out, it will be as pink as, like, it'll look absolutely raw.
It doesn't look cooked, yeah.
But it's totally cooked, and all of the connective tissue will have been broken down because it was slow cooked at such a low temperature. It's the same concept as a crock pot, but with more science. Anyway, Matt says, Chris, are you going to buy an Anova precision oven? They only cost like $600. No, I'm not. I've got a precision oven. It's called a smoker, and it's pellet fired, and it's freaking awesome. But they had on that sous vide everything, they had, it was, I think it might have been medium rare, but I'm pretty sure it was rare. But they had cut up this steak that it had been reconstituted with butter, and it was like black. It was really weird looking. They're like, okay, it's not terrible. And then they cut up the other one. They're like, oh yeah, this is so good. But it's just red, like red. It was pretty funny. Okay, sorry. I got all... Kathy says Autumn likes gloopy and burnt.
Yeah.
Right Family says, ew, burnt meat. Rhonda says, Miriam, you're so right. Started eating meat. All well done. Now I'm at medium rare.
Yeah, me too.
Mike says Sous Vide Everything is one of my favorite YouTube channels. He is why I have torches.
Well, yeah, that was what he did at the end.
Oh, yeah, he pulled it out, and it looked really weird.
And then he torched it to finish it. So I'm like, I'm willing to try
That's the Maillard reaction that browns the meat on the outside. Everything on that video everything in that video was so insanely keto. It was awesome.
It was good. It's kind of fun.
Kaden says sous vide, SOUSVIDE, if you got to know the spelling.
Wait, do we have a link on our favorite things to the sous vide that we have?
Probably not.
Oh,
because the one that I got was way more expensive, and it was like, it was from a long time ago.
Oh, so
the ones
it might
they
not
have
be there
now.
anymore.
Yeah. Kaden says, I found a brand new one for not too much at a thrift store.
Whoa.
What the freaking heck?
I
They
looked
have-
for a pizzelle maker at a thrift store. Thanks, Mike, and didn't find one
Oh my
yesterday.
gosh. Saskia says, and they make amazing poached eggs.
Nice.
There you go. Right Family says, my Chris works at a factory that makes ranges. The cheapest is $8,000.
Whoa.
What does he work for? Like Wolf or something like that? Anyway, Mike says, I know it don't look good now, but watch this. That's exactly what he said. Because the meat just looked, because it's the same color on the outside as it is on the inside after you're done doing the sous vide.
Yeah.
Because there's no browning. And then he takes this torch, and it's on like this grate, like one of the cooling grates. Mm-hmm. It's just like you would use to caramelize stuff if you were doing. Dang it! It just went out of my head. The custard stuff where you toast it.
Oh, yeah, it's not in my head either. Creme brulee.
Creme brulee. Thank you.
I would like a creme brulee today, please.
Anyway, it's like, well, that you do that, and you just, there you go, Patty. Thank you so much. Yeah, you just toast the outside, and all of a sudden now it has that nice, like, roasted outside. You can also smoke it, and then put it in the sous vide.
Which we've done that a lot.
We've done that quite a lot. That's how I do my prime rib. It's amazing. Patty says, some Instant Pots have a sous vide, but that is true.
That's true. Yeah,
a lot of them do.
Mm-hmm.
Mike says one of his sidekicks was or is on keto. He has cooked him different side dishes like pork rinds or a cauliflower mash.
Nice.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
I need to start watching that channel more. It's probably going to show up in my
feed
recommended
now that we
feed.
watched it. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Oh,
wait, I want to say something.
Matt says sous vide is the reason why I have a SV gun, which is pretty much a propane fired flamethrower.
Nice.
And Matreus says creme brulee sounds pretty darn good right now. Maybe we'll plan for next weekend. Allulose should work for creme brulee. Anyone else not finish the sous vide meat in order to avoid advanced glycation and byproducts? Yeah, there you go. What was it that you wanted to say?
Oh, I just want to talk about people for a second.
Okay, people.
So the last 2 days, I got to spend time with Shauna Seifert, who is not on this live right
Probably
now.
because she's driving or something.
She's driving. She's driving home.
She might be listening.
So she came from California
with
to
a banjo
her
on her knee.
friends in Wyoming, and then back, and then, went this way, that way.
Oh, it's because they rented a car.
Yeah, they rented a car.
That's right.
And
I'm like, why would you drive to Wyoming and back?
Us
Okay.
2 days, and it was so much fun. We had a great time. We did a craft. We just had so much fun. And I just am so grateful that we have an opportunity that we spend this time with you guys. I feel like you're part of our family, and you're just so supportive and helpful on our keto journey. Thank you.
The heck?
It's distracting. It's a witch.
It's a charm bracelet.
Charm bracelet. Yeah, it has a witch and, and a shoe, and it's Halloween.
Yeah, it sure is.
Month.
Anyway, so spend time with people.
Yes.
Sorry.
So I'm so grateful, and I feel like even though we have never met in person, a lot of you, I feel like you're so good friends to us, and we're just so grateful for you, and we're grateful. I'm grateful I got to hang out with Shauna and her friend, Deborah Lynn, that I just met.
DL.
Yes, and we just had such a great time, and I'm so grateful for you guys being so supportive of us, so thank you.
And I got to drink a lot of Diet Mountain Dew.
You sure did.
Which was a lot of fun waiting to pick up carpool. We got home and I'm like, I gotta go.
You actually have to sit in the car for like 25 minutes.
They were actually ready when I showed up.
Well, that was lucky.
Yeah, it was great. Okay, Kathy says it's time for a Keto Chow meetup in 2021. Lots of brisket. There you go. Okay, well, we're going to take off. Thank everybody for joining us. Keto Dana says I finally ordered a yogurt strainer yesterday.
Oh, nice.
All right. Well, you all have a fun day. Tomorrow will be Friday, and we'll be here again. So,
yep.
So long.
Bye.